There we go. Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the Ted Show. Super excited to have these two young folks on with us. We have Jared and Christelle, who make up Stell and Snuggs, seafaring gypsies on the wind. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about music and all sorts of things. Very excited to have them on the show. Welcome, you two. How are you today?
Doing great, Ted. Thank you very
You
much.
look good. We did a little fun back and forth before we got on, so I know this is going to be a fun show. So obviously, Stell and Snuggs, I had to figure that out because when you first filled it out, everybody fills out a little form. I'm like, I have no idea what this is. So I love the fact that there's history there, and I can't wait for you to share it with everybody. So origin story, let's talk a little bit about that. Give them a little background on the two of you.
Okay, well, me and my lovely wife here, Christelle, we are, I guess she's my wife, so that would mean that we're married. We're married. There you go. We are professional musicians. We met many, many years ago at Conservatory in Philadelphia at the College of Performing Arts, and we have kind of moved around the country a lot, done a lot of touring and stuff, but we never really worked together, kind of had like divergent, musical careers. And our last land-based place of residence was Rockaway Beach, New York, where we lived up until Hurricane Sandy, which we lost our place for obvious reasons. And we were both kind of getting burnt on just kind of the struggle, like being a musician, being a performer, and living in a place like New York is tough. It's a lot of expenses and just keeping up on all those things. And we also have a lot of experience together on the water, on boats, just having fun and enjoying ourselves. And we had talked about maybe later in life, like, oh, we should retire on a boat, just, figure that out. And I think Hurricane Sandy just put us over the top and probably made us lose our minds a little bit. And we were like, you know what? Screw this. Let's do this now. And so that's what we did. And since then, since about 2013, we've lived aboard a 42-foot sailing vessel, and we use it to live and tour, and we sail between the northeastern seaboard and the Caribbean. Every year we do that, and so we spend our winters far and far away from where there are things like ice and snow, and we
not a look.
Sail and not a look, and we sail and play, and that really made us, that's how we really started working together. So our music that we create is all kind of organically based off of our experiences on the water and, all of those sorts of things.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how many people, and Christelle, then I would love for you to share a little bit. I imagine how people are listening to this and thinking, God, that's what I've always wanted to do when they did it. I mean, I can't tell you how many friends are like, I'd like to just live on a boat and live my days out there and work and do whatever I have to do. It sounds relaxing, even as you're describing it. I'm going into relaxed mode. How beautiful. What a good, I love people who take their dream and actually do it instead of talk about it their whole lives until they are no longer with us. Christelle, tell us a little bit about you. We heard the story from him, but you play uke, you play flute. You've got this amazing background as well.
Thank you. Yes, I started playing flute at age 7, and fast forward 10 years, I'm still at it. That's a lie, but
No, I bought right into it.
Yeah, and I ended up at the Philadelphia College of Performing Arts, where I met this one, my second year in school, and yeah, we have always had like separate music careers. I've toured all over the country, actually playing traditional Irish music, and I worked with an accordion player. And fast forward to moving on to the boat, my husband, who is a jazz pianist and organist, took up the accordion. So I thought, well, I thought I got away with, not having to play with an accordion player, but I'm still at it.
It's how you pick up chicks.
Yeah, that is a new pickup for me. I have to make a note of that. Not for me, sorry, Stacey, but for my friends that are single.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a beautiful life. It's a lot of learning, a lot of preparation, a lot of, it is relaxing to be out in the water. Sailing is beautiful, but, you have to know what you're doing out there. And I believe that if you make a plan, if you write your plan down, you can definitely make it happen. It's just, a little gumption, a little vulnerability. And I think if you put yourself in that vulnerability, you really can make things happen. And I'm all for manifestation and affirmations and all that stuff. I really believe in that. And that's what keeps our boat afloat and what keeps us moving and trucking along.
Keeps your boat afloat. In
Yeah.
reality, that's true.
Yeah, we don't want the other.
No, we do not. All right. Well, tell me about your musical stuff. Tell me where Stell and Snuggs came from. I mean, I think I understand, but share with the audience that, and then tell us a little bit about what it's like to work. First of all, you're together all the time, and now you work and perform together. What's that like as far as your relationship and building a business, which it is, and living out a life where you're really involved with each other's lives pretty much 24/7?
Oh, yeah. Jared, I'm going to let you start with that one.
Oh, she set you up. But you better say the right thing.
I've got my shovel is right here. I'm ready. It's, we didn't have any real repertoire together, and we kind of chose to find some material to kind of set us off that would be something new for both of us, so that we weren't working on some form of an advantage. We had a very adversarial musical relationship up until this point, I will say.
True.
So we found something that was like, okay, we've never experimented with, this music, Brazilian choro music, which is kind of a street music in Brazil. It's a lot similar to samba. It's, it has these sort of like classical and jazz elements in it. So it was like, okay, this is a good thing to start with as far as material that we would learn together and kind of get this sort of sound together. And yeah, it's really about being together all the time. And we have 2 children that we've raised with us that basically tour with us. So we are, touring with our family, and we are together like all the time. And I mean, all the time.
There's no escape.
There's no escaping. But it really has, I think, strengthened everything in the sense that, you have to be a lot more willing to compromise about things that are just not worth the, hassle. And it's not like everything's perfect, but we have learned quite a bit about, both in music and in life, about what it means to compromise and just trying to get from, to get to a goal. This is our goal. Our goal is to make this gig tonight, or to write this piece or whatever. And differing opinions could conflict you for years, or you could just say, no, what can we do to just get to the goal? And I think that's the biggest, thing that both of us have learned that we probably weren't as good at before, that we are a little better at now.
You did good, Jared. All right, so I want to hear Christelle's thoughts on that.
Oh, yeah. Tight quarters. So we live, our sailing yacht is approximately 400 square feet down below. So imagine, we all have our own cabin. So imagine 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, but it's in a boat. So 2 heads, 3 cabins. Our youngest is in the midship cabin. The oldest is in the forward. She just left the nest. She's going to college now. She's off. Yeah. So now we have 3 of us on board. So we got a little bit more space. But, we make it work. And I guess to make ourselves, I want to be relatable to our fans and to the people that listen to us and that follow along, and new people as well, is that, when COVID hit, you really think about what is really important in my life, what matters, what doesn't matter. We're in tight quarters with our loved ones. I'm with my wife all the time, my husband, my partner, my children. They don't go to school right now. So I think it's really our lives. We did this about 10 years ago. It's what is so important? And we know that our family is important to us, our music, and just a love for life. And we also love to travel and tour. So we found this boat and made it work. And 40,000 nautical miles later, we're still at it. And we treat the boat like our tour bus, and we sail into port, and next thing we know, we're in St. Barth doing a regatta or performing a venue or a cabaret in a particular island. And we have our, things, we work together, and we all have accountability, and we all work together as a team. So it's been a very loving and trying at times go at it, and you find your formula and it works. So
Well, it's
I
obviously working. It's working because you all are successful.
Mhm.
You, I think it's interesting. COVID impacted people in different ways, obviously, but in the arts world, the artists, you had to make a whole bunch of shifts. You had to pivot. Now, you guys are in a unique situation. So, what was your pivot like? How did you, because there were no performances, so to speak, anymore. So, you had to figure out how to still engage your audience and grow your audience. How did you all do that?
We really engaged it through our social media contacts, and we would perform weekly, and we did online performances weekly from the boat, just kind of sitting in the cockpit and keeping it very simple. As we tried all kinds of complicated things, and they never worked. And you're like, the simple version of this is a lot more enjoyable and less stressful. But we just kind of stuck to that for a good while, and that during the whole time, we ended up having to do other work. There was just no other way to do this, especially since how we travel. It's not like we're living in a place and we could just go down to the unemployment office. We were like, ooh, we have to figure this out right now. So we were lucky to be able to find some work to sustain ourselves, and we were lucky for everyone to be healthy and happy. And we were just doing weekly performances to kind of keep ourselves sane and to keep connected with our audiences. And it sort of keeps your sort of frame of relevance for yourself in place.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I
and
agree.
yeah. It was a beautiful sanctuary for our friends and fans because we would do a live stream, like Jared said, in the cockpit, but it was during sunset, and we were anchored in St. Croix on the west end. So behind us is literally the ocean. There's nothing but just the ocean, a line of ocean in the sky, and the sun setting. So it was a Saturday live stream. People would have drinks, martinis, whatever they wanted to have, and we would just have drinks and music for an hour. So
So, you all make me want to relax, and I'm
Good,
feeling relaxed.
good, good.
Because
okay.
that's the energy that you give, and I love it. It's positive energy. I think that is something we all could use a little more. But when I hear you talk about your life, and I know it's never perfect, believe me, guys, it looks that way to people, but it's never perfect. You still have an approach. You guys have obviously embraced the lifestyle and figured out how to make it your own, and I love that. I want to ask you, Christelle, talk a little bit about 2021. What is happening? Are you seeing, because you guys are a little more worldly, like I'm in Orlando and that's where I live and work, but you're seeing other countries. You mentioned some other countries before. Are you seeing things open up? Are you guys able to do more live performances? Is it coming back for you?
So good question, Ted. Yeah, I believe things are coming back. We're currently in a suburb of New York City, actually in Queens. We're in Rockaway Beach. We
Oh,
have
wow.
Yeah, we have some in-person shows. A brand new hotel that just opened up called the Rockaway Hotel. So we're seeing a lot of opportunities to play rooftop and poolside. So we're outdoors, rooftop, and poolside gigs. So outdoor gigs are great. So that's just the way it's going. Um, we're kind of crazy in the way that we own another business. We have a sailing charter company in New York City, and we own a schooner, and we take people sailing. I'm in the process of thinking about, not thinking about, I really would like to get musicians on board, one or two, to come and play some music for our guests. So it's just another outlet to be outside and perform. So Broadway apparently is opening up in September. That's big
Hallelujah.
time.
That's big.
that's
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 big.
huge.
Yes.
I drove through Manhattan, a month ago, and it was surreal. I have not been back since before COVID because we were stuck in the Caribbean. So when we came back home to New York and I drove through Manhattan, it was a little surreal. I'm not gonna lie. There was I noticed more homelessness and some things going down that I didn't. It just it was a little scary for me to see how it is, but it's slowly coming back. So I'm excited for that. And then, the islands that we work in, they're slowly coming back
Yep.
as well. So I think next season it's going to be let's do this and get back to normal. That's our hope.
I love to hear that. And that's why I asked that question, because I
Mhm.
want people to hear it, because, they listen to all the naysayers and all the insanity out that
Yeah.
traditional media puts out. And I love for people to hear that people are coming back, the businesses are coming back,
Mm-hmm.
things are actually progressing instead of digressing, which is what it felt like for so much of 2020. So
Right.
I'm super excited to hear that. All right. So I've talked enough. Tell us what you're going to perform for us today.
We are going to perform a tune. We got a tune that we're new release. So last summer, when we did actually come back north for the summer during hurricane season last year, our daughter was going to college, and so we sailed her to college from the Caribbean. We did a little 12 days at sea.
Awesome.
And we spent some time with one of our partners who has a studio in the Hudson Valley in Red Hook, New York, and we worked on some projects, just finishing up some recording projects that we just didn't have the time to get to. If you're touring and hustling all the time, what you're not doing is getting in the studio and doing those things. So we had a body of material that we recorded then, and we got everything mixed and mastered and ready, and we kind of held on to it for a little bit. I will be honest with you, we didn't do just the typical online release over the winter. We like to do everything that we do supported with live performances, and we're just now getting to the point where we're starting to release this material. So this is a little tune called "Hey Little Bird" that we wrote at sea, and we do a lot of fishing when we're doing the long transits and we're trying to catch dinner, and this was just a really calm day at sea, and we had this bird that just kept circling around our fishing gear, looking at first like it was going to try and eat it, and what it was actually doing, it was so bored out there. It was a shearwater, which is a species of seabird that doesn't really come to land very much. You see them like hundreds and hundreds of miles offshore. He was bored, and he would sort of land at the back of the sailboat, as we were moving, and he would wait for the lure to pass by and stick its little head in the water to look at it. And this went on for days. It was calm for like 2 or 3 days. The same bird. And then there ended up being 2 more. So at the end of it, there were 3 of them, and they were sort of like leapfrogging and taking turns looking at the funky pink lure. It was like too much. We were just like, this can't be happening. These guys are so bored out here. They're like, what do you want to do? I don't know. Let's fly up there and look at the cool pink thing again.
Yeah, let's go do that.
It was just like,
that's classic.
There's nothing else to freaking do out there but watch these birds.
And they're watching us, and we're just both like, we're bored. What do we do? Let's look at the bird again. He's looking at our thing.
And we're all like, what the hell are we doing out there?
I love that. All right, I'm going to take myself off and let you guys get ready. Here we go.
All right, we're going to just do this kind of quick style over here.
All
We're going to do it nice and acoustic for you.
Stell Snuggs.
Here's my accordion.
Oh, I love it.
All right.
You got room there?
I got my room. I got plenty of room. It's always room for an accordion.
That's right.
Like I said, this is how you pick up chicks.
The new chick magnet. Here
That's
we go.
it, baby. That's it. This is how you get famous. This is how you get famous, kids. All right, here we go. We're going to try this, see if we can make it work. Checkity 1, 2. Everybody's got me, all right? This little strum.
Yeah?
All right, here we go. Hup. 1, 2. 1, 2. Well, I said, hey, little bird, why the hell you following me? Hey, little bird, tell me, baby, what do you need? Hey, little bird, out there on the deep blue sea, you can bet that you're never gonna get my little fishy on a string. That little bird, he came right back around, boy. Looked me dead in the eye. He said, hey, little man, oh, what the hell you doing out here? Hey little man, do you mind if I stop and stare? Hey little man, look at what you got right there. I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna take that little fishy out of your care. You get my fishy boy, hell no. Woo! This started getting a little bit crazy. I had to look at that bird. And I said, hey little bird, come on baby, tell me where you gone? Hey little bird, what I really got to know. Hey little bird, looks like you're just a rolling stone. I'ma pull that little fishy in and that little fishy gonna be gone. That little bird was brave. Must not be able to read. My boat says Brooklyn, New York on the back of it. Kept coming back. And he said, hey little man, why don't you tell me where do you come from? Hey little man, don't you know you out here all alone? Hey little man, well there's something that you gotta know. Me and all of my friends are gonna come and take that little itty bitty fishy on home. No way, boy, you ain't getting my fishy on. 2 days long of this, and I just had to give it up. I said, come on, we got to stop this, boys. I'm trying to catch my lunch. You're getting in the way. So I said, hey, little bird, come on, why don't you go get on home? Hey, little bird, come on, leave that damn fishy alone. Hey, little bird, well, there's something that you got to know. There ain't no magic, baby. Well, it's just a piece of plastic. And if you swallow it, it's going to get stuck right there in your throat.
Woo! That is the most fun I've had listening to somebody in a very long time.
Oh, thank you so much.
That was so awesome. And I take myself off. The audience knows this, but I don't know if you do. Because sometimes the performances are really bad. And so I can't hide my face. And so I take myself off just in case. I don't know if you could see me, if you can see me but I'm just moving. It was
you were this big.
Laughing.
I could see you, but
it was so good. How could you not be in a good mood after you hear that? And to me, the first thing I thought of is, God, we would have sang the heck out of that song at some crazy fraternity event or drinking event, or people love the audience participation songs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I loved that. God, I was already in a good mood talking to you guys, and that kind of music, your music certainly really, really brought that home. I loved it. It's so funny because I had no expectation. I really don't do any research. I didn't listen on purpose and was not expecting that. But when you brought the accordion out, I thought, all right, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah. One thing we know, there's an accordion. We know that.
Everything was so good. Also, the way you all performed together, the way that Christelle looks at you when you're singing, it was a really.
I think she likes me.
I think after all this time, she better. That or she's a saint. I don't know, but she must.
She also is a saint. She likes me, and she's a saint. She has both of those things.
Most significant others are. I can tell you that. My wife is a saint too. All right. So, what's the best way for people to find out more about your schedule? Find out more about you. Find out more about your business. How can they reach out to you? Get your music.
Well, they can go to the website, which is stellandsnuggs.com. I see it right down there on the
Right
bottom,
down there.
stellandsnuggs.com. And you can check us out there. We've got blogs, we've got pictures, kind of what we've been doing. And, that hopefully, as Christelle had mentioned earlier, is going to hopefully get back to normal with, a real kind of tour schedule this coming winter. And, even if the music isn't quite your bag, I will say you can watch and keep an eye on us and just watch two crazy people who have chosen the slowest method of touring on the planet. If we were to do a world tour, it would take us 2 years and we'd have like 10 concert dates, because we only travel, we move at about 6 knots, about like 7.5 miles an hour. So
your energy is so good. It's just refreshing. And I think we all need that. So I'm very excited you guys were on the show today.
It's been our
pleasure.
pleasure.
It was really great. Thank you. I want you to come back anytime. Come back and do one of those sunset, or I don't do sunrise, but sunset. No sunrise in my ever. But sunset or something. If you have a new release, I'd love for you guys to come on.
Certainly.
Oh,
We've got
we've
got new stuff. We're basically doing this next body of music is going to come out as like singles. So we'll have new freshies coming out all summer.
You guys are a joy.
Thank you so much, Ted. It was so fun. And we want to come back and maybe do a Caribbean live stream.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll have to have a Caribbean themed drink with me.
Of course.
We should all have that. All right, you guys go out and support artists like Stell and Snuggs. They were so good. Reach out, find out what they're about. Go to stellandsnuggs.com. Find out what they do. Download their music. Our artists had a crazy 2020. Let's really show them how much we love and support them in 2021 so everybody can get back. You guys are a joy. Reach out to Stell and Snuggs, which is Christelle and Jared. We'll see you guys later. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Ted.
Appreciate you guys. All right, we'll see you guys soon.